Hey guys, All in Crypto here, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another YouTube video. I hope you've all had a wonderful weekend so far. Today, we're going to be doing something interesting in our daily cryptocurrency market update. We're going to be looking at what the White House are essentially preparing to do to the crypto space. We know we had news this week from the White House talking about cryptocurrencies, talking about crypto as a matter of national security. Now, why are they doing this? Why at this moment? We're going to talk about it all in this video. And are the White House, is something extremely big about to happen to the crypto space in regards to the US now accepting it and offering some sort of a regulatory framework around it, which could further the adoption and certainly lead to the mass adoption of cryptocurrencies within the US. There's political reasons for this and so on and so forth. Now, of course, this is largely speculation as we don't know what is going to be in the executive action. However, I would argue that they're not going to kill the cryptocurrency industry off. Certainly not with the midterms around the corner, as this is going to reflect very badly on Biden, who is already suffering as an administration in regards to popularity. So we're going to talk about it all in this video. Let's start by taking a quick look at the overall markets. One word to describe cryptocurrency right now is indecisive. And this has a lot to do with kind of the macroeconomic landscape being very risk off, and people are kind of looking for direction, potentially sat on the sidelines waiting for that direction to become apparent, and then they'll act on it. And Bitcoin is largely just lolling around. This isn't perfect structure that I'd like to see, this kind of grinding up, because typically these will spill, doesn't have to be the case, and certainly not if we get some sort of news, positive news in regards to the government and how they're going to start tackling and potentially accepting and acknowledging cryptocurrencies. It's got so big now that it can't go away. We had news, and it was mainly from the Barron's article. White House wants crypto rules as a matter of national security. The Biden administration is preparing to release an executive action that will task federal agencies with regulating digital assets such as Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as a matter of national security. A person familiar with the White House plans tells Barron. The National Security Memorandum, expected to come in the next few weeks, would task part of the government with analyzing digital assets and assembling a regulatory framework that covers crypto, stablecoins, and NFTs or non-fungible tokens, this person said. Now, we did cover this entire article. This could be huge or crippling for the crypto space. Certainly if they want to over-regulate stuff, which governments typically with new technology have tended to do, they could completely kill off innovation. But I would argue that they could benefit a lot more to accepting cryptocurrencies than rejecting them. And certainly given the fact, we know there's a lot of tension between, of course, Russia and America. Russia's finance minister wants crypto regulations not banned. We had news about 2 weeks ago that we also covered on this channel. One of the Russians finance ministers essentially said that he wanted to ban crypto. And even Putin came out and said that he was more for regulating it and potentially implementing it instead of banning it. And this is another article talking about some of Putin's comments in regards to crypto, specifically crypto mining. Putin says Russia has a competitive advantage in crypto mining, and that's, of course, to do with their energy and where they get it from. Russia's President Vladimir Putin has pointed out to rethink the recent crypto ban proposal by the country's central bank. We also know that China essentially has started their digital yuan project, and also China pilots nationwide blockchain development over real-world use cases. And it talks about all the ways it can implement crypto and how, in actual fact, it can bolster and strengthen China's framework, if you will, China's infrastructure. And that's what crypto offers to the world. I've said plenty of times I come from the medical sector or the dental sector, and there's plenty of ways you could actually implement blockchain, record keeping, supply chain issues, so on and so forth, within just that one sector. That would completely change it and make it a lot more efficient. The use cases for blockchain are endless. It's the real value proposition with crypto is that it's still $1.7 trillion in terms of market cap in the entire crypto space. This is without crypto even largely being used and still even held by a very small amount of the overall population, which we're going to come on to because we're going to be moving on to a thread from the blockchain backer, essentially somebody had tagged me in this as something very interesting. And the blockchain backer essentially here sums up the positive argument for regulation, and he goes over a number of things. And one thing that he talks he's citing a number of articles here. White House is set to put itself at the center of US political crypto policy. White House plans executive action to regulate crypto as a matter of national security. That's the Barron's article we spoke about. Biden admin to regulate crypto as a matter of national security. And he talks about how most people are negatively looking at this given the kind of overall market sentiment. But in actual fact, is Biden really likely to come out and do anything detrimental to his popularity? There's politics and everything, just like the Federal Reserve having to kind of show their strength a little bit, show their teeth, as they know that 40% of Americans don't even have $1,000 in savings. And if they don't do anything about inflation, it's these people that get crushed. So they have to kind of play this popularity contest, if you will. And he's talking about the fact, the estimates are that 15 to 20% of Americans own cryptocurrencies. That would fall somewhere in the range of 30 to 50 million Americans. Also this year is a midterm election, and we're looking at a narrative where these 30 to 50 million Americans will get hurt. All comes into play. That's why we do these daily cryptocurrency market updates, because essentially, we don't just move off our own accord anymore. We're tethered to the financial landscape around us. And he talks about currently President Biden's approval rating has been going in the wrong direction heading into the midterm elections, and how potentially, they may not want to do anything that will jeopardize the 30 to 50 million Americans' votes, and certainly coming out and banning crypto or doing anything that would have negative repercussions, cause further downside in terms of price and hurt those Americans would not be the wisest move. So there's a number of things that certainly point towards the crypto space, getting the kind of green light here, and that potentially this executive order could be a very good thing, not a bad thing. And we do also have, we know that this was from Jerry Brito, and I covered this on my Cardano videos talking about the America Competes Act. America Competes, there's a lot that focused on fintech and new technology and how they want to stay competitive with the likes of course, Russia and China, and embracing cryptocurrencies. If they neglect that and don't embrace it, who does that really hurt? Well, it hurts the citizens for one, for a number of reasons, not just because they miss out on potentially one of the biggest investment opportunities of our lifetimes, but also the liberating factors that crypto brings. And it also hurts the government, because if governments regulate and tax accordingly, not too harshly, the cryptocurrency space, they're going to create jobs, they're going to create innovation within the country, they're going to be able to generate tax revenue and so on and so forth. So there's far more reasons for them, in my opinion. Even though there's far more reasons for them accepting it, there are some pretty strong ones for them rejecting it, like the US dollar. And we've spoken at great length about the Bitcoin US dollar battle that takes place, and how, of course, the government's going to be on the side of the US dollar and have to make that look strong in accordance with Bitcoin. We also know a number of big firms such as BlackRock are planning a blockchain, or certainly filed at this stage a blockchain ETF. Would big companies like this be moving in that direction if they thought the White House was just going to come up straight out and ban crypto? I would argue probably not. So there's lots taking place. It's all very, very interesting, certainly interesting to me. This is something that I'm watching with wide eyes. I'm keeping an eye on this. The blockchain backer said potentially this could come out next week. They said in the actual Barron's article, they said in the coming weeks. Expect it to come out in the next few weeks. I think here, based on a number of articles coming out next week, that the blockchain backer has read, it could actually be coming as early as next week. And imagine if this is in crypto's favor, the direction would have been asserted for the crypto space, and they'd have essentially got the green light for ETFs, for stuff like that, and when we'll really see adoption get furthered. And like I say, America has a vested interest in capitalizing and being a leader in this innovation. Otherwise, competitors such as Russia and China, which is really America's main competitor, economically anyway, will gain a huge advantage. And it will be at the loss of the American citizens, really. So there's so much going on. And like I say, the political reasons, just like the Fed have to kind of do something about inflation, largely that's political. They don't want to hurt the asset classes, but they have to do something to essentially protect the bottom 40%, or at least be seen to protect the bottom 40% of Americans. Certainly if we know that 15 to 20% of Americans own crypto, it's a bad idea if you want to be popular to kind of come out and ban it or to tackle it in a way that would hurt those individuals. This is another article. The unhosted crypto wallet rule is back. Janet Yellen, somebody that's typically not for the crypto space. Not a big fan of this individual. However, she is where she is. But it all seems to be moving in that one direction. I just thought this would be an interesting video that many of you would kind of appreciate, talking about, you know, there's a potential for this to really work in our favor. And if it does indeed come out as positive for the crypto space, this could be absolutely huge. And in my opinion, would certainly set the direction for crypto at large, which is right now looking for that. It's largely indecisive. You've got a lot of retail that has been hurt. It's kind of like getting into a car crash. You're less likely to jump straight back into or get behind a wheel. You're going to be a little bit hesitant until you find your footing. And that is, despite that though, we do see big whales continue to accumulate. We know this because we can follow big whale addresses and see that they get larger during these dips, during these pullbacks, which gives a kind of vote of confidence. And we also know the likes of Grayscale, even the Rothschilds, Investment Corp, all have bought more GBTC and gain more exposure to blockchain during this time. So that's really all I have for you in this video, guys. It was a long and lengthy one. I hope you've been able to follow it. Just some interesting stuff. It all seems to be kind of coming in at once. This could be huge. We know we also have the American Competes Act. America competes against who? Well, of course, China and Russia, that are looking to potentially take advantage of the crypto boom. And America doesn't want to get left out of that. That is certainly something I would argue. All I have for you in this one, if you've enjoyed the content, like is always appreciated. So is a comment, and I'll catch you all in the next YouTube video. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gents.